Hello friends and welcome to Pendulum IS. Today we'll be discussing UPSC Current Affair Quiz of 10 June 2020. So let's start the session. First question is, which of the following is true about Central Administrative Tribunal? First, the provisions of the Central Administrative Tribunal is given under Article 323A of the Constitution. Second, the chairman and the members of the tribunal hold office for a term of 5 years or until they attain the age of 65 years. Third, at present, the capacity of the tribunal is 1 chairperson and 65 members. And fourth, the members have the status of the High Court judges. So you have to select the correct answer from the codes given below. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3, 1, 3 and 4, 2, 3 and 4. So the correct answer is option A, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4. The provisions of the Central Administrative Tribunal is given under Article 323A under Part 14th A of the Constitution. Under this article, Parliament can make provisions for the establishment of the tribunals for the adjudication of disputes related to the centre, state, local bodies, public corporations and other public authorities. By using the powers under this article, the Parliament has formed the Administrative Tribunal Act of 1985. The jurisdiction of the Central Administrative Tribunal extends to all India services, central civil services, civil post under the centre and civilian employees of the defence forces. The members of the tribunal are given the status of the judges of the High Court and the sanction strength is 1 chairman and 65 members. The members are both judicial and technical. Their tenure is 5 years or 65 years of age for the chairman and 5 years or 62 years of the age for the members, whichever is earlier. Therefore, all statements are true. Hence, the correct answer is option A. Moving to the next question. Which of the following is true about ARPIT launched by the Indian Air Force? It is a program to bring back Indians from the COVID-19 affected countries. Second, it is a training program to train the Air Force personnel. It is a pod launched by the IAF to evacuate patients suffering from COVID-19. Or it is a memorial dedicated by the Indian Air Force to the warriors of the freedom fighters of Indian National Freedom Movement. So the correct answer is option C, that is it is a pod launched by the IAF to evacuate patients suffering from COVID-19. The program to bring back Indians from COVID-19 affected countries is Vande Bharat Mission. Vande Bharat Mission. ARPIT or Airborne Rescue Pod for Isolated Transportation has been launched by the Indian Air Force to evacuate the patients seriously affected by COVID-19 from remote areas. ARPIT uses high-frequency particulate air at 13 filters to curb the spread of infectious particles from infected persons. The machines also have monitoring instruments like a pulse oximeter, defibrillator and infusion pumps. ARPIT has been built using light certified material used in making aircraft, and the cost of this aerial vehicle is very low. It cost only rupees 60,000. Therefore, the correct answer is option C. Moving to the next one. Which of the following is true about Article 239AA of the Constitution? Under Article 239A of the Constitution, the Parliament cannot make laws on the state and concurrent subjects of the National Capital Territory of Delhi. Second, the Lieutenant Governor is bound by the advice of Council of Ministers of Delhi Government. So you have to select the correct answer from the codes given below. 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. So the correct answer is option D, that is neither 1 nor 2. Article 239AA introduced through the 69th Constitutional Amendment Act. This article provides special powers to the Union Territory of Delhi by redesignating it as the National Capital Territory of Delhi. According to this, Delhi has the right to make laws on all the subjects related to the state as well as concurrent list, except on the issue of land, police and public order. The Parliament, however, can make any law on these subjects and can overturn the laws of the Union Territory with the national legislation. Instead of the governor, there is a lieutenant governor that acts as the administrator working on the behalf of the President of India. The Council of Ministers aid and advise the lieutenant governor except in the cases where he is required to act in his discretion. In case of difference of opinion, the administrator is to refer the matter to the President and act accordingly. So constitutionally, he is not bound by the advice of the Council of Ministers. Therefore, the correct answer is option D. Moving to the next question. Which of the following is true about the BS6 emission norms? The sulfur content in the BS6 fuel has been brought down from 50 milligram per kg to 10 milligram per kg. Second, BS6 fuel contains no particles of nitrogen dioxide. So you have to select the correct answer from the codes given below. 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. So the correct answer for this is option A, that is 1 only. That is, the sulfur content in the BS6 fuel has been brought down from 15 milligram per kg to 10 milligram per kg. Bharat Stage 6 fuel is environmentally friendly than the BS4 norms because the sulfur content in the BS6 fuel has been brought down from 50 milligram per kg to 10 milligram per kg. BS6 fuel contains 70% fewer particles of nitrogen dioxide than the BS4 fuel. According to a new government order, all the BS6 compliant vehicles have to carry a green stripe on the vehicle as a mark of being BS6 compliant. Therefore, the correct answer is option A. Moving to the next question, which of the following is true about the Manrega scheme? It is a central sector supply based employment scheme. Second, the person in need of employment must be from the local Gram Panchayat where the work is to be carried out. Third, there is no provision of the unemployment allowance. So you have to select the correct answer from the codes given below. 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, and 2 only. So the correct answer is option D, that is 2 only. The Manrega scheme, it is a social scheme that guarantees the right to work as it provides the right to employment to the unskilled labor within a particular Gram Panchayat. If the employment is not given within 15 days of the demand for employment, then the unemployment allowance is to be given, and the job seeker must be a citizen of India and should have the age of 18 years, and with these conditions he is available for the Manrega scheme. The scheme is under the Ministry of Rural Development. The social audit of the work done under the scheme is necessary. Therefore, the correct answer is option D. Moving to the next one. Which of the following is true about oncomers? These are the microRNAs associated with cancer. These are the newly discovered bacteria that can be used against cancer. These are the microorganisms discovered in the environment of Mercury. And these are the newly built robots for providing healthcare services to COVID-19 patients. So the correct answer is option A, that is, these are the microRNAs associated with cancer. The newly built robots for providing healthcare services to COVID-19 patient, which is India's first internet controlled robot, which has been made by a student, engineering student, has been named CoroBot, that is Corona Robot. And this robot is internet control and it will be providing healthcare services to COVID-19 patients. Talking about oncomers, these are the microRNAs or miRNA, which are the negative gene regulators, and they can control cell functions like cellular proliferation, differentiation and apoptosis, etc. Most of the miRNAs are found in the region of the genome that is found in the area associated with cancer. The genesis of miRNAs, they have been associated with various cancers, like miRNA 133 is associated with tongue cancer. They can be used to suppress the tumors after engineering them. Hence, the correct answer is option A. Moving to the next question. Which of the following is true about permafrost? It is defined solely based on temperature and duration. Second, permafrost consists of soil, sand and rock held together by ice, both A and B, and none of the above. So the correct answer is option C, that is both A and B. Permafrost, it is the ground that remains frozen at 0 degree centigrade or below that temperature permanently for at least 2 years. It consists of soil, sand, rock which are held together by ice and is solely defined based on temperature and the duration. It covers large part of the Earth's land surface and covers around 1/4 of the land in northern hemisphere. It is mainly found in polar regions and the areas of high mountains. The major reason for the spill of 20,000 tons of diesel oil from a fuel tank at a Russian power plant into Ambarnaya River within the Arctic Circle is expected to be the thawing of the permafrost. Therefore, the correct answer is option C. Moving to the next question. Which of the following institutions has developed nanotechnology based disinfectant spray Ananya? Defense Research and Development Organization DRDO, Indian Institute of Technology Hyderabad, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research CSIR and Defense Institute of Advanced Technology Pune. So the correct answer is option D, that is this disinfectant spray Ananya has been developed by Defense Institute of Advanced Technology Pune. Recently, nanotechnology based disinfectant spray Ananya, the spray has been named Ananya. It has been developed by the Defense Institute of Advanced Technology Pune. The spray can be used for disinfecting all kinds of surfaces including masks, PPE, surfaces of medical devices, doors, knobs, rooms, etc. And it has been made by synthesizing silver nanoparticles and a commercially available drug ampicillin. This nanotechnology assisted formulation can stop the virus from entering human body by killing the virus as soon as it comes in contact with the formulation layer. The spray remains effective for more than 24 hours and hence it is very important and an effective technology which has been developed. Therefore, the correct answer is option D. So friends, here we have covered the daily current affair quiz of 10 June. I hope you like this session and you are daily following this quiz so that you can prepare well for your UPSC prelims examination. And since dates have been announced, so prepare well for your exam. All the best for that and subscribe to our channel Pendulum IAS and do not forget to press the bell icon to receive notification and keep preparing with us. Thank you so much.